Alright, so slowly but surely we got more news and more news about story. Inside the beta for Black Clover Mobile, the story went up to Chapter 3. Chapter 3 is the Royal Capital Assault arc. So basically, one chapter per arc might change depending on arc length. So Chapter 1 was Magic Knight Entrance. Chapter 2, Dungeon Exploration Arc versus Mars. Chapter 3, Royal Capital Assault arc. This went up to episode 27. There's a lot more episodes at the moment, right? So, then Chapter 4 came out. We saw this in the trailer. Basically, it said Chapter 4, and it showed us the snowy area, which is where Chapter 4 does take place with the Eye of the Midnight Sun arc. The Midnight Sun arc is the longest arc out of all of them so far at this point. Not by that much, but very interesting arc, I'd say. Starts off versus Sally and then leads up to Yami versus Lich, right? So I think this arc was very cool. I like this arc a lot, and getting it is very nice. So we should probably get this arc on launch, guaranteed, I'd say. The first 3 chapters of the in game didn't take that long. I think like 4 or 5 days, but you were doing a lot. The only thing that was really limiting you was the story tickets. Except for that, we would have probably had it done in a couple days or a lot shorter time, right? Now, we knew that. Then we've got this. Inside this promotional, we've got this image basically showing, let me show you the image to show you I'm not lying. I didn't mean to click on that. This image, right? In this image, top left, it shows Chapter 5. Chapter 5 says Coastal Story. Coastal Story is the SEABED Temple arc with Veto at the end. So it's basically this one. I think this should jog your memory. Veto, fighting Veto, and this. Now, this SEABED Temple arc was a lot longer. The average arc length was about 5 to 10 episodes. This one was this one was also 10. Really? Okay. So this one felt a lot longer. Oh wait, no, 40 to 51. Wow. This one felt a lot longer. I'm not gonna lie. 10 episodes. All right. So anyway, I guess I'm wrong on that. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff that happens in these 10 episodes. Gotta say. So this one was a very interesting arc. Now I'm not too sure if we're gonna get it to completion on launch, but I could easily see that because we do have Veto in the game and we've been shown one of his skills, so he might be on launch. That's gonna be something we'll need to see, but definitely does seem that we might finish that arc on launch. Probably my guess as to right now is we will, because there's a lot more content afterwards. The Witch's Forest will not be covered on launch, I'm sure about that. This one it's starting to increase 15, but then 66 to 96, 30 episodes for Royal Knights, and then Elf arc. That is 60 episodes for that arc, and then this arc short, but Spade Kingdom is very long arc, so it just gets longer and longer, right? Which is pretty good. I don't mind that. Thing is though, we should get up to SEABED Temple Chapter 5, but then Witch's Forest we're not gonna get, I think, my opinion. So we should end up at SEABED Temple, right? Now SEABED Temple puts us in a good place. I think this is the tab I want to open because most of the characters that we have confirmed are up to SEABED Temple. The characters from SEABED Temple only really is Kahono and Veto. Now the thing is with these 4 characters, the Midnight Sun, is that the Midnight Sun are probably from the Chapter 4, the Eye of the Midnight Sun arc. Obviously, they were all shown in that arc, so I think that most of their abilities are they might be based off of some things in the future, but I think mainly they're just characters to get people hyped on launch as the main villains or antagonists before the Elf or leading up to the Elf arc. So I think those are pretty cool. We might see some of them, of course, because of this. We've got these 4, and they show Fauna and Lich, which are part of the Midnight Sun. Possibility that this is just a promotional means to kind of get you to click, but I just feel that they're there. They might as well be there on launch, right? So I think that these characters, or at least some of them, will be there. Now, next part of this is that there are characters from Chapter 4 only, which is the sister. Except for that, here there's no other SRs that are from that arc. Of course, Sally, right? Sally was in the beta though. Then we've got Lich, who is from that arc, and then we've got Nage and Barrow, right? So those characters are from the Chapter 4 arc, the Eye of the Midnight Sun arc, and they were not in the beta, and have not been officially revealed as characters, right? No gameplay, no nothing, and they're not in this little list, right? This only goes up to really Chapter 3 mainly. So will they be playable? I think this is a possibility. I'll give two possibilities. One, we'll have it to where they release it as story goes along. So like when people start to get to chapter 4, they'll slowly release the banners after like a week or two. Maybe they'll have like a banner for the a banner for Midnight Sun, so where it's like they have these two rares and the SR also in it, with like SSR Liched or SSR Sally, right? An SSR Sally banner, something like that. But it really does depend depending on like if they have the rotational banners and stuff. So it really depends a lot on banners, I think, mainly if they do that. But if not, they'll just have them Midnight Sun on launch. But then for the SEABED Temple, it's gonna very much depend. Maybe they'll do it after a month. Could definitely like, I think that it's up in the air, right? These are just like a lot of thoughts that I have, so we're gonna have to see. But I think the best thing to do is not release all like 51 characters on launch. Kind of go with the arc. So like start with arc 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe. Release some of the hyper characters right away, like Veto and stuff. Maybe. All depends, right? But then as you like catch up for like the characters to the arc, then like for the Witch's Forest, they could start releasing them with the arcs, right? That would be sick, you know, because like we got Witch Queen and like is Black Divider, Black Asta in this? I think Black Asta is in this too, right? So that would be sick. Now, of course, they do adapt some characters early, like Vanessa. They don't show Rouge. Actually, no, they don't. The Rouge isn't in it, so I think they're waiting. And people like Rill had their animations changed. Like the things you see from the Royal Knights arc is taken out of his animation, so stuff like that. I think it's because they're waiting to get to this arc. So honestly, I think they're adapting as we go, which is pretty good because all the characters we have is kind of like in chronological order. There's no one past the SEABED Temple arc at the moment, and currently we know it goes up to SEABED Temple. I really doubt it's going to go past SEABED Temple at launch, in my opinion. I think they're going to work on a few more game modes and then launch the game. So honestly, pretty good system for that. But the last part would be how long till like we get story. So it could, obviously it could vary. I'm expecting like a month to 2 months probably. Maybe not like full arcs. Well, okay, so like maybe after 2 months we get Witch's Forest, or like after a month. But then like for Royal Knights, they split it up into 2 or 3. And then for Elf Reincarnation, well, you know, bring us to like first Annie or 1.5 Annie. Then the Spade Kingdom could bring us easily to 3-4 Annie. And then, you know, latest arc could be, arc 11 could definitely be a lot further than that, right? Like they could easily separate it very well. And like what's cool about this is that they bring in the characters as we go. So like it kind of like Grand Cross a bit, because the characters that we bring kind of like go with the arcs a bit, kind of like how I'm expecting it to go with this. Now, as for the Midnight Sun, I feel like some of these characters, like mainly Raya, because we get to see Raya and Fauna, because we get to see Veto and SEABED, and then Liched in Arc 4, the Midnight Sun, but we don't really see too much of Raya and Veto. So, Raya and Fauna. So maybe they'll hold back. Actually, Fauna is in the Witch Forest, so maybe she'll be then. It really does depend on all that. We'll have to see how they want to pace it. But if they release all of those guys at once, I could see it, right? I could totally see it, right? And then, like, you know, I feel like if they have, like, arc banners, so, like, there's a banner for, like, Capital Assault, it's like Fuego, and then there's Rades, stuff like that, right? They could do that. A lot of different things, but mainly for story, just to know that it's going up to chapter 5 for sure. If not, they're clickbaiting us, and I'm sorry for bringing you this info, but it's gonna be fun. Very excited for this. I think this is honestly one of the best parts, because I want to see like Veto with good animation. I want to see List with good animation, right? I want to see all that, all the like fights that didn't get the proper love they deserved. Of course, Witch Forest, I liked it. Like the like messy art style was cool. I liked it, but I know a lot of people didn't. So it's gonna be very nice to see in the game. If they stick to that style for like that one fight, that would be sick. But they probably won't. Anyway, thank you guys for watching again the video. Appreciate it. Chapter 4 of the Midnight Sun. We already have biome and everything. Chapter 5, not too sure, right? They show chapter 5 translated to Coastal Story for SEABED Temple. What do you guys think? Is it gonna completely go through the arc or not? Let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.